Good afternoon, cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's Susie Q96. I've been working all day on stuff. Been up since early. Had to go let a mechanic, well, let a welder suck 175 bucks out of my pocket. Oh, Tommy, where are you when I need you, buddy? You could have done that job for me for 20 bucks for the pipe. Yeah. Anyway, it's Susie Q96, and after I got done with that, what else did I do? Oh, I broke my rule of staying away from everybody but I was masked and walking around carrying a spray container of Lysol. Hey, Scratch. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Mikey. Anyway, one of my neighbors was finally getting his furniture. He's been here for a long time, and his stuff's been down in North Carolina, and he was finally getting his stuff. And I did help them a little bit. I tried to stay away from the people, but I carried a few things up because when I moved in here, this guy immediately came out and helped us move all my stuff in. So it was an opportunity to return the favor, and everybody was wearing masks and I was spraying everything down. So hopefully we're all good. But anyway, then I did my laundry. Then I put a bunch of stuff away because I'm still moving in myself, even though I've been here for 2 months. I'm still unpacking. So anyway, I'm tired, so I decided I was going to sit down here and look through 4 or 5 rolls of pennies from my penny box. I'm just looking for Wheaties and old stuff right now. I'll go back to them again for errors and varieties and all that good doodah, unless I see something horrendously obvious. But I just thought I'd pop in and do this. And apparently a few people don't have anything else to do. Well, at least there's a copper. Put that aside from a copper box. If it doesn't turn up to have anything else, I do have a container for copper. Somebody asked me last night if I saved my copper, and the answer was yes. I take these big, huge containers. Well, they're not huge, but they're containers that like Country Time lemonade come in, and that's about how much of a container I can pick up if it's full of copper. So I fill those up, and they're pretty easy to store that way. They got lids on them, and so that's what I was doing the other night. Boy, this thing's had it. That's a penny, folks. Looks like some kind of I don't know what that looks like, but it is a penny. I promise you. You can kind of see a little tiny bit of Honest Abe there. That may be the trashiest penny I have seen in a while there. That may be a contest winner on the Vegas coins. All right, we'll throw that one over in the keep it or kill it box. Now my phone's ringing. Hang on. I'll be right back. It's an important call. I'm going to have to mute you guys. Hello. Okay, sorry about that. That was who said they wanted that ugly penny? Scratch, did you really want that ugly penny? It really is something special, isn't it? I've seen some trash pennies, but this one is beyond trashed. And sorry I had to put you guys on mute, but that was we're trying to get me in to see an endocrinologist about my thyroid, and of course they all wanted referral, and so yeah, it's just a mess. So anyway, that's what was happening, and I didn't really think y'all needed to hear all that personal crap. So so anyway, oops, I gotta put my glove back on. So yeah, I'm just taking a break from everything. I'm still not feeling real good. I had to actually end my stream last night. It went over on time because my internet was out, and then when I finally got going on it, I just felt really bad. I'm having some issues, and so the lady at my insurance is actually making all of my calls and everything for me because I just don't feel like doing it. I have there's 71D, not too bad. So anyway, there may be another point in here where I have to do that again, where she's getting me an appointment. They're trying to get me in as soon as they can because apparently my thyroid is barely functioning at all. So they're trying to get me in there real quick. So anyway, I just needed to take a break from everything. So it's actually, I could go metal detecting right now. The stuff is almost all melted off and the weather's warm enough. So y'all know if I'm sitting in my house sorting pennies instead of being out there playing with my brand new coil on my detector, you know I don't feel good because you know I've been waiting to play with that. I just kind of sick. So I figured I would sit down long enough to go through 5 rolls. Hey, Petey, how are you, hon? Plus, I had to make the decision that I didn't want to make, that I'm not going to be able to go to Florida Hunt 7, and I'm really heartbroken, but I spent hours this morning making phone calls trying to get my shots, and there's just no way to get it done on time, get the vaccine. So I'm just not going to be able to go, and I am truly heartbroken about that. But that weekend I will, if the weather permits, go detecting somewhere here in Virginia or nearby North Carolina. Where there's not so many people. And it's just, I was really looking forward to seeing all my buddies, seeing the Weedy Boys, and seeing Mark from Kelly Co., and seeing Florida Thunder Digging with Rob, Park Rat Pat, all those guys, and Cynthia Swearingen, and so I'm just not going to be able to do it. Yeah, PD was going to. I see I'm not the only one then. I don't know what that is. I can't read the 3rd digit. But I even contacted Greg and asked him if there was any way that we could put together another smaller hunt later in the year at that location. I don't know if that's possible, but I did message him earlier today in hopes that we could do something like that, because there's a lot of us that we just can't do this. And I know Nick Haas is another one. He's got the same deal I am. He's too high risk to go. And so I'm putting the idea in their head of maybe doing a smaller hunt later in the year after those high risk of us have had an opportunity to get the vaccine. I hope that something will come of that. If not, I will try to find maybe another location where, maybe 20 of us could go, like a big farm field or something like that. It breaks my heart that I can't go. I missed it last year because all these people made reservations, and so they thought it was full, and they told me it was full, and then 90 of those people did not show up. So there would have been plenty of room for me. And there I was sitting 3 hours, not even 3 hours away, because I was in Georgia then, and I didn't get to go. So, and now this year, because of COVID, I don't get to go. And I live further north too. So, now I live in Virginia. So, yeah, but yeah, I'm really heartbroken about that. And I'm hoping maybe we can make something happen later in the year at that same location. I don't know if they will allow that, because they use that all the time for the Florida hunt. And they probably don't want it to get hunted out, but I don't think 20 of us would possibly be able to hunt out a 300 acre. There's a 69D. We'll set that aside. It's just a suggestion. The worst that'll happen is he says, no, we can't do it. The best that'll happen is he'll say, well, we can go ask somebody if we can do it. Now, where exactly are you, Petey? Yeah, I know there's a big thing up in New Jersey in April, but it's one of those deals where if you sign up for it and then you end up canceling, they will never let you come again. So I don't dare do that, because I don't know. Virginia hasn't even started giving out the shots yet. What the heck? Boy, that thing's trash. So yeah, they haven't even started giving out the shots yet, except to the healthcare workers and the people in the nursing homes. And I'm the next step down from them. But I don't dare set up anything for April, because I don't know if my shots would be done yet. So, oh, you're in South Carolina. You're not that far from me. Petey, send me. Yeah, I set that one aside, Mikey. Petey, if you would could send me info on that, if they would allow a non-club member to come. We don't have any clubs here where I am. I am on the border of North Carolina and Virginia. I have met 3 people so far here that metal detect. So I'm almost thinking about trying to organize a club, because I've met 2 guys down at the park that detect. And as it turns out, the guy who fixed my muffler this morning also metal detects. He's kind of it's funny, all 3 of these guys use whites, really expensive whites. And they, one of them kind of two of them actually have kind of stuck their nose up. Oh, cool. Please send me the info. Please. Because that's close enough. I would not have an issue being able to get to that. And that would be awesome. And then I could meet Petey. So, yeah, that would be, I would appreciate that. Anyway, the one guy I met was the guy that was fixing my muffler this morning. And he commented about all the junk that was in my car. And laying in the, ooh, there's a 61. We almost got into the Wheaties. Laying in the back of my car was my detecting shovel and my digging trowel. I had taken everything else in the house, but he asked me. It was funny because people just, for some reason, they assume that if they see detecting stuff in a car and there's a lady driving the car, that the stuff must belong to her husband. Like women don't detect. So of course I got asked, if that belonged to my husband or my son, and I said, no, that's mine. And he goes, oh, do you garden? I said, no, I metal detect. Oh, he said, well, what kind of machine do you have? And I told him, and he had that blank stare, which tells me, A, he hasn't really detected for a long time, or B, he's not online because he had never heard of a simplex. But there's another guy here in town that also had never heard of one. He's a white user, and I let him hold on to my simplex for a few minutes, and he really liked it. And then the second one I met also was a white user, and he likes my simplex so much he wants me to order him one from Kellyco. So I'm going to take the catalog. He actually works down at the place where I've been going to detect, so I can see him all the time. And so I told him I'd bring the catalog down. And one day when the weather gets good, he's going to bring his white, and we're going to swap detectors for a day. I'm going to use his whites, which I'm sure I'm not going to use for very long because they're heavy. I wanted one until I realized how heavy they were. And now I'm glad I didn't get one, because white has sold out to Garrett, and the future of the white equipment is still under some question. So I'm happy with my simplex. It's lightweight, and it's going to be even lighter weight Wednesday when I have started using the money that was provided to me by Muscle Shell for new detecting equipment. And rather than buying a new detector, I am upgrading the living daylights out of my simplex. First, I got the small coil, which I've only gotten to use once and not for very long. And I like it, but I'm having to learn my VDI numbers all over again. They have shifted a little bit with the small detector. And I have added my my snake skins to protect my cables. And Wednesday, I have the other coil coming, and my carbon fiber lower shaft, which will lighten the machine even more. Well, see, the thing is, Mikey, you can go back to places that have been detected before with a different kind of detector than they used, and you will find things they did not find. there's a school right up the road from me. Scratch, I'm keeping my eye out for that, actually. I saw you mention that the other day, and I'm keeping my eye out for that. You're not the only one. There's 2 or 3 of my users, and the thing is, I have a couple, but they're such cheap detectors. I would not want you to use them. I keep them for kids. You know, they're for kids to learn with, and I let my little 10-year-old nephew, people like that, because they can't hurt them. But yeah, I've been keeping my eye out. Usually in the spring is when you start seeing some of the detecting channels and some of the company channels giving stuff away. What I would suggest that you do is to go on the Nocta. Let me put these in. Go on the channels of the companies that make detectors. You know, get signed on them, and because if they're having a giveaway and you're on their channel already, you got a heads up on getting into that. There's 3 of them. White's is now part of Garrett, so don't really need to do that. Technetics, I think that's how you spell it. There's a couple more. Look up the YouTube channels for those different channels: the Nocta Macro, Garrett, Bounty Hunter, Technetics, and Fisher. And look those up. Get on their YouTube channels, and that way, when they start giving stuff away, and it's usually in the spring. I have noticed that it's almost always in the spring when they're giving away stuff. Because 2 things are happening. One, they're bringing in the new stock, so they're clearing out their old. And number 2, they're introducing the new stock. So, and if you're on those throughout the year, you also will see throughout the year, as they're phasing one thing out and bringing new in, you'll see things like shovels and pinpointers, those kind of items being given away. I'm going to suggest another channel. You need to get on Zero Discrimination. That is Michelle Gypsy. Gypsy is a Garrett rep, and she gives away a lot of things on her channel. I actually, in my bag, I have a digging tool that I have used once, and I liked the other one that I had, so I was using it, but I have now bent that one. So I have a really nice brand new Garrett digging trowel that I won from Gypsy's channel. And I'm going to be breaking that out this week because my other one is just in bad shape. Yeah, Gypsy's a really straight up gal. I'm not a Garrett user anymore, and we kind of have a joke about that because I was a Garrett user and I'm not now, but she always says, well, you can come in anyway. Yeah, you still got your pinpointer, right? You know, mine was just a matter of I needed to sell one detector to pay for the other. So I sold the Garrett to pay for the Simplex. because the Simplex was a little bit lighter weight and I just liked it better. So yeah. Anyway, those would be some good places to start. And just a lot of the bigger channels get stuff given to them by the manufacturers and the distributors. My channel is pretty small. If I could break that 1,000, I could get into that area where I would be getting some of the freebies. I did get a pinpointer a while back and a bunch of t-shirts and that kind of thing from Kellyco to give away, but I haven't had any stuff given to me to give away for a while. Okay, that was 3. I got 2 more to go. And anyway, if I felt better, I'd be out there right now detecting, because even though it's cold, the wind's not bad and the snow is melting off. Tomorrow, I have my show at 6 o'clock. Oh yeah, all the bigger ones get things to give away. My channel's too small. They don't give me freebies to give away. So once you're monetized, you can kind of get on the list of the, where they start giving you stuff. But I'm not there yet. So, hi, Mr. Davis. How are you doing today, Jim? Are you out of the hospital yet? I'm hoping. Hoping Mr. Jim is out now. I hate it when I hear anybody's in the hospital, because I spent the last half of the year 2010, I mean like the last 6 months of 2010, I was in the hospital. And after, when you're first in there and you're so sick and they've got you all doped up, you really don't care. But then after you start getting better and you're feeling pretty good, you just want to go home. You can't wait to get out of there, and you're just there, and it is horrible. And it just gets on your nerves that, after a while, there's only so many crossword puzzles you can do, and that most of the hospitals have crappy TV, and it just, you just really, really want to go home. Yeah, I did a 100, a 200, a 300, and then I switched and I started doing odd numbers. I think I did 444, 550. I did 500, and then I did 555, and then I did the big 666 giveaway. Hi, Dwayne. Yeah, I did that big 666 giveaway, and I was almost to 700. And then YouTube took, like, from July to January, they took 251 subscriptions away from me. And out of those, I'm going to say maybe 10 were people that actually unsubscribed. And somebody said, oh, well, those were fake accounts. No, those were not fake accounts. Dimebag Darren is in the house. I wonder how many people do not understand your name. I happen to be a member of the Dean Guitar Owners Association, and that is DOA for short. So everybody in there knows who Dimebag Daryl was. In fact, when I was sick, this is a true story. This was after Dimebag was killed. When I was in the hospital for that 6 months, I had been friends for many years with Elliot, who owned Dean Guitars. Elliot Rubinson, we call him Elliot Dean for short. And some friends of mine had a benefit because I didn't have any health insurance. And we actually, in the raffle, Dimebag's girlfriend donated one of the guitars. And that paid for a whole lot of my medicine. I'll tell you that right now. And then I don't know if you guys know who Leslie West is. But Leslie West was the guitarist in a band called Mountain. Had a ginormous hit record called Mississippi Queen. And one of the things about Mississippi Queen was it prominently featured this intense cowbell. Well, he donated a Mississippi Queen cowbell to the benefit. I had people coming out of the woodwork donating things. The Outlaws donated t-shirts, hats, all kinds of things. All right, Petey, thank you. Now, please do let me know, because I'm pretty sure I could make one that close to me. And if it's later in the year, yeah, more cowbell. That's right. So thank you very much for letting me know about that, Petey. I appreciate that. But yeah, the music community really, really, there's a 60, almost made it into the Wheaties. Yeah, the music community. Oh, I forgot Question Mark from Question Mark and Mysterians. They put some merch in there. I just, you know, I had no health insurance. I was fundamentally homeless. I was kind of couch surfing, I guess is the term now. But yeah, that Dimebag Darrell guitar, that was, I mean, one guy came in, he bought like 1,500 raffle tickets at $1 a piece. Other people bought 500-600 of them, you know, because they were trying to win the guitar. We had some great stuff. We had some great music that day. It was truly, truly awesome. And anyway, after that, I had a friend that passed away in Orlando. I don't think he's going to care, Dimebag. I really don't. I think he would think it was pretty funny, actually. I'm pretty sure he would not be at all offended. I think he'd be happy to know that we still talk about him. Yeah, he was awesome. All right. Anyway, I belong to, I don't know if I still belong or not. I think I belong for life to the Dean Guitar Owners Association, which is known as DOA. And when Elliot was alive, he used to throw this ginormous party at the Dean Guitar Factory down in Tampa, Florida, for all the members of DOA. And we would go down there, and he would rent a place, and we would have this massive party, and great, you know, name artists who played Dean guitars would come and entertain us. And then we would get to tour the factory. You could tour the guitar factory, and if they did not have the guitar you wanted to see, or the instrument, because it wasn't just guitars, if they did not have what you wanted to see on display in the factory, they would send somebody out into the warehouse to pull that instrument, set that instrument up, and they would come and put it in your hands. I don't know of any guitar company in the world that offers that kind of service. And I have people all the time, they see my case and they automatically assume that I am a heavy metal player, which I'm really not. I just happen to have a loyalty to Dean because they have treated me so well. My husband back then found a Dean Vendetta, which is like a $99 guitar. Found one. Somebody had taken it apart, and then I guess they couldn't figure out how to put it back together. So they had thrown it on the trash curb, and my husband picked it up, and he put it back together, and it was okay. It played all right. But when I got sick and I went in the hospital, the doctor told me, you know, oops, somebody's at my door. Hang on. Let me mute you. Yeah, I'm back. I knew who it was. It was my neighbor upstairs. He just finally got all of his things. He's been here for a year, and his stuff has been in another state in storage, and his things finally arrived today. And I knew it was going to be him, and he needed speaker wire. they know I'm a musician. They show up in my door. But anyway, when I was sick, the doctor told me, don't even think about picking up any instrument that weighs over 10 pounds, because it's going to be a long time before you can do that. Well, the guitar techs down at the Dean Guitar Factory, a couple of them were on my Facebook page, and they got wind of this, and they took my little $99 Dean Vendetta, and they took it back in the custom shop at Dean Guitars, and they changed all of the pickups and put like top of the line pickups in, the same ones that Leslie West has in his guitars, and they did everything to that guitar. They went through the neck. They set it all up completely, and then they made sure it did not weigh over 10 pounds. I got my guitar back, and it weighed 9.6 pounds. It weighs 9.6 pounds, under 10. So I was able to play it, and I tell you what, I was at DOA, the 2011 DOA, and I was bawling like a baby. They had my guitar back in there, and they were still tweaking that guitar. And I've had so many people try to buy that guitar from me. They think it's a lot more valuable than it is, and it does have some additional value because the whole thing was reworked. So Josh and Pat Baker in the Dean Guitar Custom Shop, I will be eternally grateful to those guys, or I would have never been able to play again. I mean, I have other guitars now, and you know what? I still go back to that $99 Dean Vendetta, because it's not a $99 guitar after those guys got done with it. It is just sweet. And I'm the odd man out because, like I said, most people in the genre of music that I play don't play Deans. They play Strats, or they play a Gretsch or something, because mostly I play 60s rock and blues. And those just are not things that are normally associated with Dean. But I'll tell you what, my little Vendetta kicks ass and takes names. It is a killer guitar, and it's a beautiful guitar. I mean, it just is. But yeah, if I probably wouldn't even be here if it hadn't been for that Dimebag Darrell guitar, because that paid for a lot of medicine for me. Ooh, yeah, without price. See, that's the thing. Once you've had somebody customize an instrument for you, it doesn't matter what people offer you. If that thing is sweet in your hand, you're not going to sell it. I have a very expensive Dean that sits in my closet. It's one of the early, I think it's an 83 Dean Bel Air, back when Dean was still made in the USA. And it's a custom piece that only 14 were made like it. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm not a good guitarist at all, but I'll play. I've played that one in public. I don't mind. I can handle that one. But I won that Dean Bel Air. It's a limited edition. There's only 14 of them known to exist. Clapton owns a couple of them. What the heck? My brain just fried. The guy from ZZ Top. Anyway, the guy from ZZ Top owns one of them. I have a list of who owned them at the time that I got mine. I bought two $1 lottery, not lottery, raffle tickets at DOA one year. And there were guys buying hundreds of tickets trying to win this guitar. I bought 2 tickets and I won that guitar. And I still have it, but it's heavy. Dusty, thank you. Thank you. Anyway, that Bel Air is beautiful. It is a gorgeous sounding piece, but it is so heavy, I really can't play it. It's I can play maybe 3-4 songs. I got to sit that thing down and go get the Vendetta. I had a good friend who had played with Edgar Winter for a time, and I kind of helped take care of him when he had cancer. And he would play around the Orlando, Florida area, and he had Strats and all these different guitars. And he would call me up and he'd say, "Hey, Suze, can I use your Vendetta?" And it was because it had all of the upgrades to it, but it was lightweight enough he could handle it. And he was still playing up until 3 weeks before he died. He was still going out and playing jams and playing solo gigs around Orlando until 3 weeks before he died. And if he hadn't been using that Vendetta, I don't think he would have been able to do that, because he had Les Paul Jr. and some other guitars, and they were all too heavy for him. Yeah, I need to get some of those, the hangers, because where I live now, I don't have the space I had before. And because when I lived in Michigan, I had a whole music room. You know, I had plenty of space. I had everything sitting in a big semicircle on guitar stands, and then I moved to Georgia, and I still had reasonable room there. But here in this little place I'm in Virginia, I really don't have room at all. So I'm thinking I'm going to get some hangers and put them up. Hey, Andy. So, yeah, I think I'm going to get some of those wall hangers. And the guy that just knocked on the door and wanted to know if I had speaker wire, I'll get him to hang those up for me because he's good at that kind of stuff. But I wish I could have helped him, but I don't have any speaker wire. It's on my shopping list. I've got a second set of speakers I want to hook up. But he's going to blow the roof off this building, and we live in a senior complex, so it's going to be pretty funny. Because I saw the speakers they just carried in for him, and they're like these monstrous Altec Lansings. I mean, he's going to blow the roof off of the upper floor of this building. I guarantee you some old fart is going to complain. I'm very fortunate. I have... and this is terrible to say, and don't take it the wrong way, but my neighbors on both sides of me are, one of them is hard of hearing and the other one is deaf as a post. She really can't hear hardly at all. So they put me between, the perfect two people, because if I play my guitar or I play my stereo, doesn't seem to, I've never had anybody come and tell me to turn it down. So I'm guessing they're not hearing it, but I'm afraid Mikey's going to, my neighbor Mike, with those Altec Lansings. I mean, these things were massive. It looks like he's got a couple of Marshall half stacks in there, I mean, these were some monstrous speakers. So, oh, bless his heart. I'm waiting to see how long he gets away with those. I got rid of my big speakers. I have some good speakers, but they're small. They're what they called back in the 70s. They called them bookshelf speakers. They're good quality speakers, but they're not very big. They're good enough for here, though. I go back to Michigan, that's going to be a whole different ballpark, though. Trying to get my turntable fixed. Did we wake up Mr. Andy? Yeah, I'm just taking a break, Andy. I've had a long and torturous day so far. They're trying to find me a specialist for my thyroid, and bless her heart, the lady at my insurance company is making all the phone calls and doing everything to get me set up with an appointment, because frankly, I'm too mentally exhausted to deal with it. So when she called earlier in the stream and I had to mute it, it was because the specialist that she found wanted a referral from my primary care, and she needed to get my primary care's number. And so at this point, we're just waiting for all of that paperwork to go through. Yeah, Rob does half sometimes. He does coin roll hunts from time to time. When he can't get out for whatever reason, Rob does coin roll hunting. Yeah, Rob is a pretty decent friend of mine. I've been detecting with him down in Florida. I do know him personally. But yeah, he's not just a detector guy. He's another one like me that, coins and detecting both. I have the trifecta of nerdiness. I also collect stamps, and I forgot who it was. Somebody was in the stream the other night that also collected stamps. And so anyway, I needed to take a break. I went to get my mail, and one of my neighbors said I sounded tired when I said hello to her. And, ooh, that's not a bad looking 73 there. Yeah, I thought maybe it was you, Bill. Look at this 73. It's still got quite a bit of luster and shine and blingy bling. That's a pretty good one there. I'm going to set that aside. And the back is a little mottled, but it's not awful. It's not worn. It's just got a few what I call beauty marks. I'll set that one aside till I can look in my, I'm working on a book to give away. I finally finished one of my penny books that I started back when I was in junior high, high school. And then I've got one that's just missing a few pennies. Actually, I've got two that are missing a few pennies. And then I've got one that Handy Andy sent me that's full. Andy's a good boy. He sends good presents for Christmas. Oh, look at this one. Woo-hee. I think that one's most likely been in the ground. That looks like a detectorette kind of coin. Either that or in somebody's cup holder in their car for about 2 years. Oh, that one's indistinguishable. I got a cup to put that kind of stuff in. I'm keeping them separate. Yeah, I can't look at that stuff, Mikey. I can't afford it. And if I'm gonna spend money, I rarely buy coins. And if I do, it's almost always got something to do with a charity. I bought a couple the other night on Rose Dragon coins because they were raising money. Her son's dog, about 2 months ago, got bit by a rattlesnake. Either a rattlesnake or a moccasin. I don't remember which. But anyway, they have this husky, and Thunder got bit by a snake. And so they used all their money saving Thunder after the snake episode. And now the dog has this big tumor that came up, and the vet tested it, and it's not cancer, but it's going to cost, just to do the surgery to remove the tumor was over $800. And then there's the aftercare. Ooh, I just found a pay the vet to fix Thunder up. So I bought some coins there, but I don't usually. Oh, look at what I got. I got a 1967 dime. I got a Rosie in my penny roll, so I made a profit. So this is the last roll. I'm not searching them for everything. I'm just looking for Wheaties and praying for an Indian. I've never found an Indian in a coin roll. But yeah, Florida Thunder Digging with Rob does halves. Is he on now doing halves? He wasn't on when I started doing these pennies. I just decided I was going to do five rolls, and then I decided to do one more. That's kind of nasty, because I just needed to rest a little bit. This thyroid thing, I don't know if anybody's got thyroid issues, but they will drain you. It's the most exhausting thing. It throws your whole body off. And I had some growths removed from my thyroid. Anyway, I had some removed from my thyroid about 5-6 years ago when I was up in Michigan, and they pretty much said everything was good, and I hadn't had any problems for quite a while, but I've not been feeling well, so I went and had a bunch of blood work and everything done, and yeah, my thyroid is almost not functioning at all. So that would explain things like these sudden bouts of exhaustion. Is this just me, or does it look like somebody cleaned that too so they could tell what it was? I don't know why you would clean a two, but anyway, so now they're trying to find me a specialist. We do not have an endocrinologist in the small town I'm in. So she found me one that's about a 45-minute drive straight south into North Carolina. So they're just trying to get me lined up where I can be seen, get on some medication here. I mean, this is really, really knocking me out. If I went out today to metal detect, I probably would fall down. And it's nice enough outside. Y'all know if I'm not out there and it's nice enough for me to be out there with my new detecting toys, I must not really. I don't feel good. Mr. Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who. Hi, honey, how you doing? We're on my last roll of pennies here. It's not my last roll. I got a whole box. It's just the last roll I'm looking at today. I didn't even finish my quarters last night on my show. By the time I got everything going with the internet outage and all of that, I ended up only doing, I did a roll of pennies and I did the state quarters from the car wash, and I started to do the others, realized it was 7 o'clock, and also realized that I was about to pass out on camera. So I got out of there pretty quick. So I still have the quarters sitting here. I'm not sure. We might do them Wednesday night in what is normally my metal detecting show. Or I might just pop on and do them. Or I might save them for next week. I'd prefer to do them so I can get some new ones for next week. But it is not yet decided. Here's another grubby. Oh, isn't that cute? No idea. Either out of somebody's cup holder or out of the dirt. Put that in ugly coins. I washed all my gloves today, and even after I put stain remover on the fingers of them, they're still all nasty and black. Well, these are kind of green, actually. Pennies. Ooh, that was pretty nice for a 79. That thing's pretty nice. I might have to keep that. That one's book worthy. Book it, Dano. Another shiny, but that one's a lot newer. Hi, Les. How are ya? I'm just sitting here going through a few rolls of pennies, taking a break. I'm about done. Then I got to go do some other stuff I don't want to do. And truly, what I'd like to do is go take a nap. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And that was the last one. I was only going to do 5 rolls. I did 6. Oh. So I've only done 7 rolls out of this box so far. I'm just going to do a few a day if I feel up to it. I'm kind of having some healthy issues right now. But I got a pretty good little pile of ones here that I need to go back and look at for other things. I got a lot of 82s, 83s, and a bunch of 60s and things that I set aside. And one 2009 that I caught that has the the Lincoln series. I think it was 2009. Is that? Yeah, 2009. So found one of those. Wasn't really looking for those either, so there's probably, I go back through them all a second time. There's probably some more in there. I forget about the 2009s. So anyway, if you we did 5 rolls of fun, we actually did 6, but found a few interesting things. Got a dime, made some profit. I made a profit. We did 5 rolls of fun. We actually did 6. Oops. Shut up, YouTube. Shut up, YouTube. Found a few. There we go. Shut it. Ooh, I got 13. I got 14 likes. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and of course, one person had to give me a thumbs down. Yeah, well, that's okay. They're still paying attention to me. It still counts as an interaction with my channel. Oh, now there's 10 people in here. I hate to leave when there's 10 people. Let's crack open one more roll, and then I'm gonna go, because I will search until my insurance lady calls me back. Because last time I had to slam you guys on mute and deal with my medical issues. Bill was number 14. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I always appreciate the support. I think sometimes when you're a smaller channel, it means more. And some of these guys, I guess they got like 25,000 people or something. I don't know if it really means much to them with people hit the like button. I guess it does. I know it does to my friend Robert. He's always real good about thanking everybody that does that. But I think in the overall scheme, it does help the smaller channels more, because we don't get a lot of recommendations and stuff from YouTube unless we light up the world with likes. 76. So I haven't gotten any new subscriptions for a while. Well, I take that back. I got a couple the other day, a couple people from Metal Detecting NYC, and one was from there and one was from Indiana Tones, the New Yorkers. So to make up for the 5 I lost, I've picked up 2 or 3. I had a new one this morning. I'm not sure where he came from, but I'm really glad. One of these days I might. My goal is to make it to 1,000 by March 3rd. And that's because that is my birthday. Yes, I do keep my copper. I keep those plastic containers that Country Time Lemonade come in, the big plastic round containers, and I put my copper in those, and that's about all I can pick up. You know, that the weight of that is about what I can handle. So I do keep my copper. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, but I do keep it in those little plastic containers with nice tight screw-on lids. And for the time being, I'm keeping it. So, yes, I do. That's why sometimes you will see my hand going right or left. If my hand goes to the right, that's all the stuff I got to look at again, and all the copper is over there. The stuff going to the left is going into a little plastic tub, and I will go through those looking for errors and such. But my coppers in a different pile. So, in answer to your question, yes, I do. There's one now. And I apologize for my crappy fingernails. This one is broken, really bad. I did that this morning. Yep, this one's definitely been in the dirt. Have I metal detected old, creepy, abandoned places before? Yes, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to do another one as soon as the weather warms up. There's a creepy, creepy old house on my brother-in-law's sister's property. Nobody's lived in it since the 60s. And when it was vacated, all of the clothes and everything that belonged to my brother-in-law's grandparents and great-grandparents, everything is just like it was. It was all just left in there. They went and removed a few items here and there, but basically it's been sitting over there for decades. And it's a house that was built before 1900. We're guessing by the style of it, it was built around 1870s, maybe late 1860s. I have not been able to go over there and detect simply because it was too overgrown. But, ooh, that's not a bad one. But we have someone that is going to cut all that back for us. Hi, Philip. So, but yeah, there was a place I went to down in North Florida, and it was real creepy. But I don't get creeped out real easy. So, yeah, I mean, remember, I'm the lady that likes stomping around cemeteries and stuff. I don't get creeped out real easy. So, all right, now I have finished that roll too, and I'm gonna have to go. I did more than I was planning on. I did 7, and I was only going to do 5. For those of you who missed my show, I do have to show you something funny. Some of you know that Muscle Shell gave me a bunch of money to buy new things to metal detect with, and I got my new small coil, and the coil is about the size of my hand and about the same shape as well. And I haven't really been able to go out and do a whole lot with it, but I got out for just a few minutes a couple nights ago, and then it snowed again the next day. But I thought there was something really funny. I always find tools. I don't know why, but I always find tools. I think it's a Tommy thing, some kind of message or something from our racing days, but I find tools all the time. Well, I went out with my little coil and I found my little bitty pliers. They're not real. They're just like a charm. I'm guessing they were on a keychain or something. But I found teeny tiny pliers. They are, oh, let me see. Here's a ruler up here. Let's measure these bad boys. They are 2 inches long. I found teeny tiny pliers with my teeny tiny coil. And I just thought that was funny. That the first thing I found with my little coil was little bitty pliers. Oh, I still think they're funny. And then I got out for just a little bit night before last, and the area that I was in has a lot of junk in it. And that's why I have the new coil, is because you're supposed to be able to get in between the junk better. And I was in this one area of a local park where they used to do, I was told they used to do demolition derbies down there. And so I found 2 or 3 things that were obviously part of automotive trim work. But my favorite one, I found just part of a 1962 Impala logo where it says Impala on the back of the car. But I didn't get the whole thing. I only got the la. I got the la from the Impala. So I thought that was funny because I recognized it immediately. I'm a car person, so I knew exactly what I had found was part of a thing that said Impala. So I got my la la, and I got my pliers. So I guess I'm good. All right, guys. Thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me while I hunted pennies. I may come back on later tonight. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide what to do with these quarters. They're everywhere. I need to move them. So maybe later. I don't know. We'll just see. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go maybe get a nap in here. Wait for this lady to call me back about my doctor's appointment. Oh, God, I'm sorry, people. It's not you. It's my thyroid. It's kicking my butt here. All right, guys, thanks. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Thank you, Andy, for coming in, and Mikey. I actually had 2 mods. Yay. Oh, we were just leaving, Jonathan. Hi and bye. We'll see you later. Bye, Philip. Bye, Bill. Bye, everybody else that's in here. There's 11 people. I'm not sure. Les is still here. Andy's here. Mikey likes it. He's still here. Doctor Who may or may not still be here. I think Scratch and Go Crazy fell asleep. I don't know who all's still here because I don't have the bot running today. He's not tattling on you. So, but anyway, I may come back on and do some more later. Hi, Dwayne. Bye, Dwayne. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.